Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our lap, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. Next, we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we'll begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then, let's go down low. Touch your toes. And then back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave. And then back down to touch our toes once more. And now hands on hips. Let's wiggle side to side. Stop. And now another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And now, round and round. Give our spines a nice stretch. And then back the other way. Round and round the other way. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. Now, in our previous science lesson, we continue to learn about the classification of different types of animals. So what we'll do first is we'll recap what we learned in the previous lesson. So the first phrase we need, classification. C, L, A, S, S, I, F, I, C, A, T, I, O, N. Classification. Now what this word means, it means the way we can sort different things, such as animals, into specific groups. We can classify or do classification. And what we did was classification of animals. A, N, I, M, A, L, S. Classification of animals. Now who can remember, in the previous lesson, there was 3 different types of animals that we learnt about. Can anybody remember what types they were? The first one that can go in water, but then can come out again, amphibians. Yes, they are called amphibians. A-M-P-H-I-B-I-A-N-S. Amphibians. And then the next set of animals that we learnt about are the ones with wings that can fly. Birds. B-I. Excellent, guys. And then the final class, insects, the small creepy crawly things that we see. Insects. I-N-S-E-C-T-S. So we have amphibians, birds, and insects. Now, thinking back to previous lessons, or maybe even things that you know already, who can give me an example of an amphibian? Who knows an animal? A frog. Yes, excellent example. A frog can go in water, but then a frog can come out again. That makes it amphibian. So frog, F-R-O-G. Any more amphibians, guys? Yes, well remembered. We've got animals called salamanders. Similar to frogs, but they're longer. And what they can do is exactly the same thing, go in the water and come out. So salamander, S-A-L-A-M-A-N-D-E-R, salamander. And another animal that's very similar to a frog, but a bit different, so we can't call them the same, a toad. Yes, a toad is another frog-like creature and is also an amphibian. So we've got some good examples there, guys. Frog, salamander, and toad. These all belong to the amphibian category of animals. But how about birds? Eagle, yes. Eagle, very good example. Now remember how we learned all birds have two legs, a set of wings, and a beak. But there was one bird that, even though it's got wings, it can't fly. A big bird beginning with O. Anybody remember? Ostrich. Yes, if you go to the zoo, sometimes you'll see these animals. An ostrich is a bird that can't fly. O-S-T-R-I-C-H-E. And then there's another bird that has a lovely singing voice, usually yellow in color. That's why we say the phrase, it can sing like a canary. Well done, yes, well remembered down. A canary. C-A-N-A-R-Y. But there might be other types of birds that you can remember. But the final category, insects. Butterfly, ladybird. There's two great examples from the last lesson. So remember about butterfly. Even though butterfly has wings, it doesn't make it a bird because it shares the same characteristics that make it an insect. So butterfly, B-U-F-L-Y. And then we had ladybird. A-D-Y-B-I-R-D. Excellent. And then another type of insect, green in color, that can jump from place to place. Excellent, Prel. Yes, the grasshopper. A grasshopper is an animal or an insect that can jump long distances. So we spell grasshopper G-R-A-S-S. And then hopper, because it can jump, H-O-P-P-E-R. Excellent, guys. So some great examples of the three types of animals we learned in the last lesson. Amphibians, frog, salamander, toad. Birds, eagle, ostrich, canary. Insects, butterfly, ladybird, and grasshopper. And this completes our section on classification of animals. And that was very well done, guys, well remembered. What we're going to do in today's lesson is we're going to move on a stage further. We're staying with animals, but we're going to look at a particular type of animal that doesn't have a body part. And it's a body part that we all have. And the body part is backbone. Yes. We've learnt already that animals can be classed into two categories. Those that have a backbone and those that do not. And what we're looking at in today's lesson is the animals who don't have a backbone. And those type of animals are called, ready guys? Invertebrates. Yes. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and practice speaking about the types of animals that we call invertebrates. So let's turn to look at the TV screen, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation about the types of animals that don't have a backbone. And we call these animals invertebrates. Yes, and you can see some of the different types of animals in the picture here. And what we'll do, we'll have a closer look now. Animals are classified based on if they have a backbone or not in their bodies. For example, we all have a backbone. And in this slide here, you can see two different types of animals. Well, you can see the skeleton of one animal. Does anybody know what animal this is? A skeleton of? Horse, yes, well done. And here, you can see these series of bones here, all the way to the tail. And this is the horse's backbone. So this makes the horse a type of animal called vertebrate. But in the next picture, does anybody know what animal this is? Not octopus, close. Looks a little jellyfish. Now, can anybody see the backbone of the jellyfish? No. Do you know why that is? Because jellyfish don't have one. Jellyfish are what we call invertebrates. And they're the animals we're taking a look at today. The ones that don't have a backbone, like jellyfish. Invertebrates are animals that do not have a backbone. Does anybody know what type of animal this is? A snail. Yes, and a snail is an invertebrate. It doesn't have a backbone, but what it does have is a shell, and the shell is used to protect it because of its lack of backbone. Invertebrates can be classified into 8 smaller groups. And we can call these groups subgroups because we have one big group, invertebrates, but then we can classify them further into 8 different subgroups. For example, sponges are invertebrates that live in the ocean, and they feed on tiny particles. Yes. Now, can you believe these things here are actually alive? These are living things, sponges that live in the sea or the ocean. And they feed on the particles that collect at the bottom of the sea. No backbone, so they are invertebrates. Cnidarians are invertebrates that live in the ocean and have tentacles. Yes, a jellyfish is this type of invertebrate. Hard to say. So let's say it one more time. Cnidarian. Yes. Anything that lives in the ocean with no backbone and has tentacles, such as a jellyfish, belongs to this group. Annelids. Annelids are invertebrates whose bodies are made up of little round segments. Yes, if you look really closely, you can see each part of this animal is made up of a little segment. It's almost like we could pull them apart into little pieces. You see how each part of the body is like a little circle. And if we put them all together, it makes one big, looks like a worm, but is actually annelid. And once again, no backbone. So it's an invertebrate. Then, roundworms are invertebrates that have thin and round bodies. Yes, but these aren't like annelids. They don't have little segments to pull apart. They just have one long, slimy body. And then another type of worm, flatworms. Yes, not roundworms. These worms are flat. So we call them flatworms. Invertebrates that have soft, flat bodies. But I think actually look quite nice. Nice colours. You can see we have sky blue, orange, and white. Look quite pretty. Now, mollusks. Remember before, and again here, we have a picture of a snail. A snail is the type of invertebrate called a mollusk. And the way to tell mollusks is they are the ones that have the shell on their back. Invertebrates that usually have shells on their bodies. Mollusks. And then, does anybody know what animal this is? Scorpion. Belongs to the type of animal arthropods. Are invertebrates that have skeletons outside their bodies. Yes. Not like us. Our bodies have the skeleton inside. This animal, this skeleton, is outside. You can see all the different parts here of the scorpion. And here, be careful if you see a scorpion, because they can get you with their claws. Or here, very dangerous. The tail has a sting. And this will hurt, and some of them have poison. So if you see an animal like this scorpion, beware. And then, echinoderms are invertebrates that have spines on their bodies. Yes, echinoderms have spines. Now, does anybody know what type of animal this is? I'll give you a clue. It's a type of fish. Exactly, starfish. This is a starfish because it looks like a star and is a fish. So we call starfish. And the type of invertebrate it is echinoderms. So 8 different types. Any questions, guys? No, that was brilliant. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about invertebrates and how they all share the same characteristic that they don't have a backbone. But notice how within the same group we have 8 different subgroups. So even invertebrates can be classified further into different types of species. And we're going to practice with a flash exercise to see if our students can remember which picture goes with which type of species. Well, first of all, guys, time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And this time, we'll begin by walking on the spot. Stop. Jogging on the spot. Stop. Turn left. Turn left again. Turn left. And left. Hello. Jogging on the spot. Quickly. 3, 2, 1. Stop. Hands in the air. Hands down. Turn left. Turn right. Turn right again. Turn right. Right again. Turn right. Hello. Okay, and to finish, we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. Okay, so before our flashcards exercise, where our students will match the pictures to the correct vocabulary, let's write the word invertebrates on the board. Invertebrates. Invertebrates. Remember, which are animals with no backbone. And there were 8 different types that we learnt about. And what we're going to do now is put the vocabulary on the board to form 8 different columns. And the first one we had was cnidarians. Okay. The second one, sponges. Yes. Another type, arthropods. Yes. And another one beginning with A, annelids. Annelids. So there's 4 categories so far. Cnidarians, sponges, arthropods, annelids. Now time for the next 4. Mollusks. Flatworms. So try to remember flatworms were the ones with colour. But the other slimy looking ones, roundworms. And finally, echinoderms. Okay, so we have our 8 different types of invertebrates on the board now. So teachers, what you'll have to do is print off the flash sheets for the lesson and cut the names of the different invertebrates into different words and place them on the board like I've done here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to give some flash pictures to our students and see if they can remember which type of invertebrate it is. And if not, we'll help each other and put them together in the right place. So the first picture. First picture is with Chew. So let's see if Chew can remember what his invertebrate is. Okay, so first of all, let's bring it to the front of class and Chew, show everyone your picture. Now this is, remember, a starfish. But what type of invertebrate was a starfish? And I'll give you a clue, it's one beginning with E. Let's find beginning with E. Excellent, Chew. Well done. Echinoderm. A starfish is a type of invertebrate known as echinoderm. Excellent. And well done, Chew. That was brilliant. Big round of applause for Chew. And teachers, you can pause the video now and do the same activity with your own students for around the next 10 minutes or so. And try to use a different student for each picture, and then eventually we'll have all the pictures with the correct vocabulary on the board. And we're going to carry on playing here. So let's see who's next. And now the next flashcard or the next flash picture is with Pangpon. So Pangpon, bring your picture to the front of class. Okay, what can we see now? Remember the dangerous animal that we seen earlier, the scorpion. What type of invertebrate is the scorpion? Does anybody remember? Not that one. Begins with A. Arthropod. Yes, the scorpion is the type of invertebrate that has its skeleton on the outside, and that makes it an arthropod. Pangpon, that was brilliant. High five, big round of applause for Pangpon. And now for our next one. And the next flash picture is with Down. So Down, bring your flash picture to the front, please, and show it to your friends. Now this is a worm, but what type of worm? Remember the pretty one with colours? Flatworm, yes, excellent. So Down, can you find your vocabulary on the board? Perfect. So we can say flatworms. Excellent, Down, very well done. Big round of applause for Down. And the next flash picture is with Lackow. So what type of invertebrates does Lackow have on her picture? Now we've got the snail. Does anybody remember what type of invertebrate? The ones with the shells. Begins with M. Mollusks. So can we find mollusks? Here we go. So all together, guys, mollusks. Lackow, can you say mollusks? Excellent. Big round of applause for Lackow. Now, Pakbung has a picture, a different type of worm. Not the nice coloured ones, these are the slimy ones. What type of worm is this, guys? Can we see on the board? Not a flatworm, this is a roundworm. So Pakbung, can you place your picture next to your vocabulary? And we can see together, roundworms. Excellent, Pakbung. High five, big round of applause. Next flash picture is with Nadia. So Nadia, come and join me at the front, please, and show your friends your flashcards. What type of invertebrate do we have here? Now this is a jellyfish. Very hard to pronounce, cnidarian. So can we find cnidarian on the board? Not here. Excellent, Nadia, well done. You see, a jellyfish is a type of invertebrate called cnidarians. Well done, Nadia. High five, big round of applause. And now the flash sheet is with Prau. So what type of invertebrate does Prau have? Let's find out. Prau will bring hers to the front of class. What do we think, guys? Sponge, yes, this is a type of sea sponge. So can we find sponge on the board? It's not here, so it means it must be. Excellent, Prau, well done. We've got sponges. Excellent, Prau, very well done, and a big round of applause for Prau. We've got one picture left, but I've got no students, so I'll do the final picture myself. What do we think, guys? We've got one left to choose from. Annelids. Remember that they look a bit like a worm, but these bodies can be pulled apart into different segments. And this is what we call annelids. So now we've matched all the pictures with the correct vocabulary. Let's practice speaking one more time. Cnidarians, such as jellyfish. Sponges. Arthropods, like a scorpion. Annelids, mollusks, such as a snail, the ones with the shells, flatworms, roundworms, and echinoderms, like the starfish. These are all the different groups of invertebrates that we've learnt about in today's lesson. So very well done, guys. That was excellent. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure every student in your class gets their own worksheet. And what our students have to do now is they have to draw a picture of their favourite invertebrate. And they have 8 different types that they can choose from. And we have them on the board as a visual demonstration. What our students must do is choose one, draw a picture of that type of invertebrate, and then write the vocabulary in the bottom. For example, if we want to draw a picture of a scorpion, we can draw the picture, and then my invertebrate is an arthropod. So there are 8 different types for our students to choose from, and they have to draw and colour only one. So let's give them around 15 minutes for this activity and just monitor the class and help them with anything they need. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Names on top. Okay, so Lakau, here's yours. You're welcome. Down, here's yours. You're welcome. Chu, for you. You're welcome. Nadia, here's yours. You're welcome. Brel, for you. You're welcome. And Pakbung, for you. So guys, you have 8 different types of invertebrates to choose from. We have 8 types on the board here, and you can choose one that you would like to draw. For example, the starfish, you could draw the starfish, and then at the bottom, my invertebrate is an echinoderm. So you have the vocabulary and the pictures. And it's up to you to choose which one you like the most. Okay, so Pangpon has drawing a jellyfish, a cynodarian. And remember to use nice colours too, guys, especially if you do the picture of the flatworm or the sponges. You can see the nice colours that them invertebrates have. And I wonder if anybody will do. I think Chu is. Chu, are you drawing the pit? Are you doing the scorpion? Excellent. Arthropods. I think Lakau is doing a starfish. So Lakau is drawing a picture of an echinoderm. Starfish. Starfish too, yes. Pakbung is drawing a... What type of invertebrate? That looks like a butterfly. A butterfly isn't invertebrate. It has to be one of the animals that we've learned. Butterflies was the last lesson. Today, invertebrates. Excellent, Chu. That's looking like a very nice scorpion. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to choose an invertebrate that they liked the most and then draw the picture and also write the vocabulary of the type of invertebrate that it is underneath. And my students here have done some excellent pictures showing the different types of invertebrates they've learnt about. So very well done, guys. That was excellent. And that's all we've got time for today. So we hope you've enjoyed the lesson and found it interesting. And remember, invertebrate is the type of animal that doesn't have a backbone. And in the next lesson, we'll be learning about some more. So for now, we'll see you again next time. Can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again next time.